right, we are here. Welcome into the Sioux Cossacks Coaches Show. I'm joined here by head coach Jamie Granum. We got to go through some sponsors. We got to go through what we did last night up in White. A fantastic win up there.
Fun night when you win.
I know it's an odd start here on YouTube, but look, I'm the producer, so usually there's some fireworks, perhaps some pregame, some music. But no, I'm it, man. So this is it. So thanks for joining the show today. We're talking today before practice. Let's just go right into it, man. We go up to White last night. That's a very good Brook team up there. A very tough battle all throughout the four quarters. You guys come out on top with a 52-48 win.
Yeah, kind of on my list of teams in Class B. That's a team that's going to vie for getting to a state tournament. I mean, they're just that good. They're athletic. They're fast. They're quick. I said the same things last night. They're well coached. Just have a lot of nice things that they can go to. They can score inside the paint. They can score outside the paint. Their defense can create their offense. So they have a lot of really good things going in. And really on top of it, they're a young team. So the next couple of years up there are going to be really good basketball for them. So it was a really good win for us. I would say with one senior too, we're young too. So so it's not necessarily a battle of that, but we played we played well. Are we extremely happy with everything? When we reviewed the film last night and just saw some of the points we left on the table. We started that second half and we had 3 layups that probably could have expanded that lead that were at the rim, and we make those kinds of layups. So some of that stuff that we thought that maybe we could have stretched that game out to 15-18, and instead it was 8 points, and then it was 3 points, and it was like at the very end it felt a little bit like, are we just hanging on here? And we ended up hanging on all right, and kids made plays. We had some outstanding plays at the very end with Amari Ward getting the tip to kind of seal the game for us. Tip steal. Kaylee Craddock with 3 huge offensive rebounds to get the shot clock reset for us. Yeah. Those were huge. I think of Macy Top as a freshman, hitting 2 threes for us. I mean, those were big threes at the time. Amari Ward again hit 2 big threes.
You're saying you're a young team, but you're not inexperienced at the same moment. Yeah, there's only one senior out there, but you talk about Talya Vincent, the junior. She was hitting free throws late in the game, doing the point guard things as well, getting through presses and things. You just mentioned Amari Ward. That's the transfer. She's a junior. Macy Top, the freshman. It's a young team, yes, but it doesn't seem like they're inexperienced at the same time.
Yeah, well, it's we pride ourselves on just we really promote playing that club basketball, the out-of-season basketball, and stuff that maybe the community doesn't see as these kids are spending their weekends in Omaha and Minneapolis and stuff like that, and they're on the lake or they're enjoying other things, and our kids are out playing basketball. So they're coming into our season with a 30-35 game summer, and you can tell a lot of that when they're on the floor. What you're seeing too with that, and you look at Amari Ward, new to the program, learning our system, style of play, that type of thing. And, she led us in scoring last night. She is the only one out of our starters that does double figures.
Okay.
I know it's early in the season. But she's right at 9.5 points a game. So she's right. So we have 4 girls averaging over double figures. So everybody eats, so to speak. Everybody eats.
There should be a superstar in this team. I mean, you do have a Division I commit, but it seems like she likes to pass the ball, Kaylee Craddock being that. She likes to deliver the ball just as much. Everyone is contributing to this, as you mentioned. 4 girls in double figures. Amari Ward, who doesn't average double figures, leading scorer last night. That's kind of your philosophy, right?
It is.
Everyone plays, everyone commits, everyone contributes at the same moment. Seems like it's worked so far through.
Sounds really basic. Pass to the open person.
It does.
Pass to the open person.
It's a nice recipe to do, and it works, though.
And simplicity, and sometimes I get in the way of myself. Last night, whether that's overcoaching, whether that's trying to control the game too much. And when you have players, you just go out and play. And, back to Kaylee Craddock, the Division I tag and stuff like that. I looked at some of the plays she made last night. She struggled a little bit shooting, struggled a little bit scoring. She hasn't been super happy with how she's playing, so to speak, to start the season.
Right.
But yet, a Division I athlete also has to have a Division I mindset and mentality. And, she's a Division I person first. And that transfers to the court. So some of those things, the character stuff that goes with it, and plays that other kids, maybe they're not playing well, maybe you pout, maybe you take plays off, maybe you don't make the next play. She stays with it.
Yeah.
Didn't have in her mind a great game, but impacted the game at the very end in the fourth quarter with pursuing 3 rebounds. Now you got to be a high character kid to not be continuously thinking about yourself. I mean, this is a 16-year-old, 15, 16, 17-year-old girls.
Right.
And the maturity level of Kaylee Craddock is beyond her basketball age.
She's a leader as a sophomore, and that's saying something about her commitment to this team, to her ability to play basketball, and she's leading the way as a sophomore. Yeah, she didn't have a great offensive night last night, but it is the 3 offensive rebounds in the last 2 minutes of the game. 2 of those keeping a possession that goes over 1 minute through those 2 minutes left in the game. That's contributing to that's leadership stuff.
Just big plays and big moments. Yeah. And that's kind of what your best players do, and I think the biggest thing for her is just finding that sweet spot of being aggressive for herself and yet contributing and playing and passing and rebounding. And, you look at her stats last night, you look at her stats for the season, I mean, she's 9 rebounds a night, 3-4 steals a night. She's averaging 11 points a game. I mean, there's not a lot of coaches in the state that wouldn't have someone like that on their roster and be happy with her. Our expectations are so high because she gets this Division I label and you should be this and you should be that. And
I think
sometimes
she's the only
even
one.
us as coaches, us as coaches are like, shouldn't she just be going out and getting 15, 18, 20? And it's difficult to do. It's very difficult to do, especially when we have such balanced scoring on our team. So.
I think she's the only one that's disappointed with her play, and it's only because she has expectations that she's put on her shoulders. Yeah. So she'll get there.
Super high ceiling.
Competitors.
And our roster is full of those kids that just have not yet reached their ceiling. Yeah. And that's exciting, where you're not a finished player at this point in your career in the girls program. So it's what we love. So
one of the players that we haven't mentioned yet, Liberty Trigstead, had a good game last night. A strong first half, got in some foul trouble, but again, being a guard, bringing it up the floor, distributing, just doing all the things that you're asking a guard to do on this team.
Absolute gamer. Just a gamer, will do anything you want, at any time you want. She'll guard the opposing's best player. She'll guard the opposing biggest player if she has to. And then her shooting ability the last couple of games, it kind of came through. She's had 2 back-to-back games where she's just really confident at the arc, and we're going to need that as the season goes forward because she adds so much else to our game. She was another one that played all summer long, was in during volleyball season, getting some shots up. So yeah, very, very happy, very pleased with her ability, with her play, with her attitude. She brings it to practice every day. She doesn't have bad practices, doesn't have practices where it's just today's not my day. So she'll find a way. Liberty Trigstead will find a way.
5-1 so far in the season. That was a win against Dubrook. You got wins against Custer, Arlington, Baltic, and Clark Willow Lake. It was Siston to open up the season. Next up on the schedule, number 5 in Class A, the Hamlin Chargers. A rival comes to town, a home game at least. So what do we do for the week to prepare for that?
Well, Hamlin has really turned their roster from a year ago.
They really have.
With the 3 Arlington transfers. And, our mindset first and foremost is just, hey, what can we get better at, the stuff we can do? And then secondly is they've got a couple All-Staters. One was a Class A All-Stater and one was a Class B All-Stater. So to the front of your mind, which we haven't done a lot of film work on them yet or a lot of work on them yet, but to the front of your mind is, hey, we have to find a way to contain, control, guard those 2. And the others rely a little bit on what those 2 bring. So that'll be a big part of it. And obviously, they're super competitive. They're guard quick. It'll be a game where they have no one to guard Keyra Kruse. Right. And they're guard orientated. They're going to want to pressure our guards and try to push us out, 30 feet from the rim and cause some havoc that way. But I think we're just prepared. We're skilled. We take care of the basketball really well, and so I'm confident that it's going to be a good game. They're number 3 in Class A, so that's kind of who we want to play.
We're going to talk to Keyra in a little bit. There's not a lot of people in this league that can guard her, not in this region. So it's going to be another fun test for the Hamlin Chargers, but also fun to see what Keyra can do against their paint personnel, the lone senior that we have.
The big key for Keyra is, can we get her to can we get her to continuously be in every game for us?
Right.
And that's combination player, combination coaching about the fouls and things like that, and keeping her. She's that valuable to us on the floor, from her passing ability to her rebounding ability. There were rebounds I watched last night. I had to rewatch them, and they were 3-4 feet from her area, and she just went above and beyond other girls in her area just to secure the rebound. And then she's also so versatile that she can lead a break off of those rebounds.
Yeah,
You know, she doesn't have to outlet it to Talya to go create something. She can just go get a rebound, and she can all of a sudden pitch ahead to the right, pitch ahead to the left, go coast to coast, so to speak.
Yeah,
So
Keyra's not
very
a center.
versatile.
She's a point guard, right?
She
Keyra's a point
truly
guard.
is. She truly is. Another one that's just played a lot of basketball with a high basketball IQ. She's seen every defense. She's seen every offense. She's seen every scenario. So it's another coach on the floor. So
Yeah. Before I let you go, we're going to talk about the younger squads, the JVs, the younger groups are there. Some highlights that you've seen, some things that you love seeing out of the younger girls.
yeah, I know we have Coach Mathern here to talk maybe just a little bit about them. If she'll spend just a couple minutes with you.
Okay.
Pleased with the development.
Yeah.
Pleased with the development so far. You know, it's early in the season for us. You know, we're always looking a little bit for that lightning in a bottle. You know, can we spark some more interest with some more playing in the off season? And that's always my goals is, because this is a sport that's a time spent sport, and you could probably have every coach on, they'd say the same thing about their sport, and I'm extremely biased about the skill level that it takes to play this sport and the time that it takes to even get to a point where you're average. You know, we've got a nice freshman group that is eager to be here. They're some of the first ones on the practice floor, so some of that stuff is just a good thing to look forward to as they get older and they develop and stuff like that. We just got Skylar Knutson back on the JV from a hamstring injury, and that'll help eventually our varsity team once she gets kind of back up to speed.
That's good. Congrats so far, 5-1 in the season. We'll see you in a week when Hamlin comes to town.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
The head coach, Jamie Granum. I'll take those from you so we don't have those slap around. Exclusive presenter tonight, or this afternoon, I guess I should say, for the Old Coaches Show is Bankstar Financial, with locations in Volga, Brookings, and Elkton. Bankstar provides big-time business with small-town feel. Looking to finance a home? Need a car loan? How's your retirement plan looking? Stop in today to chat with the local professionals. Bankstar Financial, a proud sponsor of Sioux Valley Athletics and the Sauls Media broadcasts, including Coaches Show. Who are we talking to now? Are we talking to the players, or are we talking to Brook? We're going to have Brook Mathern, JV head coach, come up and chat with us. I'll have you put those on right there. How's it look? Okay. Oh. How's that? Was that how it looked the whole first time? Great. See, I'm the producer, so I can't see what's going on the other side.
Yeah, I was going to change it, but I wasn't sure if you wanted it.
I need like 8
adjusted.
people as like a staff is what I'm looking for. So
Good. Keep growing. You are. You'll get there.
It's a slow process. Brook Mathern, the JV coach, joins. Thank you for joining today.
You bet.
Head of the JV. So, yeah, I'll kind of give you the question I just asked Jamie Granum there is just give me your highlights of the JV squads, the younger girls, how they're developing, some of the highlights you've seen. What do you like? What do you not like?
Sure. Our JV squad is really developing really well as the year is going. I mean, we are seeing so much improvement just every day in what they're able to do in practice. You know, the neat thing about what we have is the ability to go against, you know, our varsity all the way down through. We play against each other.
Yeah.
And that allows everybody to improve at the same time, and more so with some of them that maybe haven't played as many basketball games as our upperclassmen. And so it's really neat to see how they're evolving and how they're handling it. You know, their attitudes every day of coming in and just working their hardest and not caring who they're against. And they're going to go challenge every day. And that is just a really, really neat thing with our JV group. It is so much fun to be around them. They are just a great group of kids. They are a lot of fun.
Didn't get a great chance to pay attention to what your team was doing last night because I was working on that little show right there
Sure.
and the Wi-Fi problems I was having up at my top level. So I'll just flat out ask, was it a win? Was it a loss last night? How did we play last night against the Duber Dolphins?
We did come up a little bit short last night. We lost by 5. They've got a really solid JV team.
Yeah.
Duber's going to be really good for years to come for sure. This year I think we're 2-2 on the season.
Okay.
And we continue to see some we'll continue to see that improve as we go forward. Our JV team, we've got a number of girls out. We've got 12 on our JV roster,
Nice.
and we play, all of them but one for all 4 quarters. So, or as many as we can, as many minutes as we can get in for them.
Right.
And we ask at every school we go to, can we get 7-minute JV quarters and
Sure, yeah.
and try and do some of that stuff. We want to play. That's what we want to do. They love it. I love it. It's how we want to.
That's what the kids want to do. If you
You
get
bet.
them a chance to play, on the field out there, then yeah, let's do that. My parents are
Absolutely.
out there. My grandparents are here. Yeah, let's play. Let's do it.
Yep. Even sometimes when their parents aren't there, or if they're not, they're running a little bit late, they don't care. They
Yeah.
want to get in. They want to play. They want to be out there. I mean, that's the fun of this sport, is going against people, having that competitive nature, and then being able to shake it off when you're done.
Yeah.
So.
Is there any JV tournaments or anything coming up? Is there anything special for the JV squad that we should look forward to?
We don't have necessarily JV tournaments. We used to do
Yeah.
a few of those, but with the expansion of our season and taking out the Big East for the varsity side of things, we
Okay.
have added some JV games. So they're going to get more opportunity to be on the court this year
Okay.
than what we have in years past.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all I have for you. I know you
Yep.
have practice coming up here. We're
We
going to
do.
talk to a senior and a junior out there. They're waiting in the wings.
Absolutely.
Both of them are point guards. Do you agree with that?
Both of them are point guards, both rebound well. So, it's a little tough to tell which one's which sometimes.
Well, Brook, Mathern, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good luck at practice day. We'll see you in a
Thank you.
week when
Yep.
Hamlet comes to town. I'll take those from you
Sounds
just so we
good.
don't smack those around too much. And we are going to have the point guard, Keyra Kruse, take in the hot seat. Keyra, how are you?
I am not a point guard.
Not a point guard.
No.
We're hearing it here first. She's not a point guard. This is a center. You just like to lead the floor once in a while. That's okay.
Yeah, every once in a while.
It was a good win last night in Dubrook. Tell me your thoughts. What were you seeing in the paint? What were you dealing with? What were you successful with against the Dubrook Dolphins?
I think we just got the ball up very well against them. Obviously, they had a lot of pressure, but we kind of contained ourselves and just played our game. Wasn't our best offensive game, but we had to do, so we just did what we could do.
Just grind it out and get a win.
Yep.
That's a good Dubrook team, though.
They were good.
You were going against Zoe Mollengraff and then Matej Gauss. What did you think of that duo that they have up there in their paint?
The Gauss girl that I was guarding, she's very physical. She played good D. She played good offense. She was always looking for the ball, so she pretty hard.
Making you work? No, we don't want that.
Yeah.
Keyra, you're the lone senior on the staff or on the roster. How's that feel for you, just being the one senior out here right now?
It doesn't really affect me, I'd say, because our team is so close. So I have so many friends. Our grade doesn't even matter to me. We're all just best friends. Basketball too, so grade doesn't matter to me.
Okay. Well, owner.
That's true.
We'll get you some sort of jersey that's around or something.
Okay,
like
that'd be pretty cool.
Celebrate it somehow. It is a close-knit crew. After you get home last night, is there anything that happens, or you just go back home and back to school today? How was the bus ride home? Let me ask that.
Oh, good. We chatted up, make some jokes.
Any
I don't
dancing
know.
on the bus? It was a good win.
No, we
No.
don't really dance.
Well, that's just sad.
Well, it's just quiet bus ride home normally.
Well,
Tired, just sit there.
It was a hard-fought win at the same time. I mean, that's only, a 15, 20-minute drive home, but it was a hard-fought win last night.
I would agree.
It's a good Dubrook team. You're 5-1 on the season. How do you like where you're right now as far as the squad goes? Being 5-1 right now, open up with a tough loss at Siston, long bus ride home on that one, but 5 straight wins since then.
I think it's super good. I think that loss taught us a lot right from the beginning. I think if we played them again, we definitely could get them. But I like where we are. We've learned a lot throughout the last few games. We got to keep working. We know there's some harder teams, such as Hamlin, we got to get through. But I think we can do it if we all just play together and play the way we know we can play.
Yeah, you mentioned Hamlin. That's next up. So we get a week to prepare for this Hamlin Charger team. But that's a rival at the same time. Talk about some past games that you've had. This is a rival. You meet up every year, sometimes in the postseason as well. Tell me some stories about the Hamlin Chargers that you can do cleanly on, our YouTube channel here.
I don't know. It's just always such an aggressive game. There's always people screaming from both sides. Student sections are crazy. I think everyone's always so heightened for that game. Hamlin always comes out throwing a punch. It's just always such an eventful game, let's say.
Not only in basketball, but you see him in volleyball. You see him on a track and field course. I mean,
See them
they
everywhere.
always have good athletes, and they're
They do.
always good at everything. It's incredible what they're doing up there. So it should be a lot of fun. In about 6 days, they'll get here on next Tuesday. So
I'm excited.
what do you got to do to get ready? You got to just sleep better? You got to eat better? What do you got to do?
We just got to do it all. Got to do some shooting, sleep. Got good sleep,
Work on your
everything.
point guard skills.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll ask you a fun question for the crew.
Okay.
Who's the best singer on the squad?
Singer?
Yeah.
Ooh, I would say Amari.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The
I'll give it-
newcomer is
I'll
the
give
best
it to
singer out there?
Amari. I'll give it to Amari.
Seems like Amari has just joined in with his squad, meshed instantly. What's it like having her on the floor with you?
She's super nice. She's definitely a lot different than of all of us. She's very outgoing compared to the rest of us, so it's just really nice to have someone like that. She's always crazy and always trying to have fun.
Maybe she'll be the dancer at the same time.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
She had the big steal to seal it last night with 3 seconds left on the clock. That's when she got the steal to stop whatever Dubrick was trying to do. An amazing play. She's an amazing guard. It's good to have her on the squad.
Yes, love her.
All right, Keyra, I'll let you get to practice.
Perfect.
One more from the girls' squad. Talya Vincent is going to join us now. Talya being the one of the juniors on the squad. I'll have you put those on right there. Yeah, the ears kind of muff around right there. Hi, can you hear me at all?
Yep.
There we go. So one point guard to another.
Yep.
What do you think are her point guard skills? I mean, she will get her take off.
Yeah,
I
she
think
takes
you're
it.
running alongside her waiting for a pass, and she won't do it.
Yeah, she just takes it coast to coast. She loves it. I don't know.
I'll ask you your thoughts on 5-1 so far. What are some of the highlights? What are some of the things you're working on? Some of the things you're happy with?
I think we're playing as a team really well. We're just seeing the court and like we know each other's strengths. Like if Kira's open down low, we look to her more.
Yeah.
Compared to like last year and things like that. I don't know. Overall, I just feel like we're working really hard for each other and in practice, like going against each other and like making each other better and better each day.
Head coach Jamie Granum, he said kind of the same thing. There's no superstar at the moment. Everybody's contributing.
Yeah.
There's 4 people that are averaging 12 figures scoring. I think you're
Yeah.
one of those. It seems like everyone and maybe a different girl every night is being the leading scorer. That was the case last night, Amari Ward. Yes, Amari Ward with her 14 points last night. She
Yeah.
got the free smoothie, the
Yes.
player of the game smoothie.
Granum always uses the term everybody eats. And
Okay.
so like when everybody's contributing and like it's so much more fun to play on a team like that and when everybody cares for each other.
Yeah.
We're happy for each other and I don't know.
Amari's
It's
the best
fun.
singer on the squad. Do you agree with that? Or is there a better singer than Amari Ward?
Definitely Mari. She's always bringing energy. She always gets ox in the locker room too. Play some good music.
Okay. All right. She's your DJ in the locker room then, too.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's a big task in the squad.
Yeah.
That's some big responsibilities, being singer and DJ.
Yep.
Someone's going to have to take over something.
And dancer. She's a good dancer.
We're giving her a lot of titles
Yeah.
now.
Yep.
We'll have to talk to her. I think the next coach's show will be in about 2 weeks, so we will bring Amari Ward up, and she could tell us all the stories of singing and dancing.
Yeah.
Okay. What were your thoughts last night, Brook? It was a great win, tough win. What were you seeing out there? What were you dealing with out there?
I just think it was a battle. Like each team wanted it so bad. Dubrick's really aggressive and they have good girls all around. They have good guards. Their guards are aggressive. They work down low. And it just showed they wanted the win. They
Yeah.
wanted it too, but like it comes down to the small things, turnovers and things like that, making smart passes and decisions, which I think we did good.
Kaylee had 3 huge offensive boards in the last 2 minutes. You were the
Yeah.
one making free throws in the last 2 minutes. What's it like being up there in a free throw line and trying to ice it out? What's the feeling right there?
You have to just believe in yourself and all the time you put in before this, and you're like, you got this, and just have confidence in yourself, and not let the pressure get to you. I guess.
How about
just
Kaylee?
do it for your team.
How about Kaylee with the 3 offensive rebounds in
Yes,
those last
that's
2 minutes?
crazy. That's so big. Just the small things, like I said.
Yeah. Everyone contributes. Everyone
Yeah,
eats, right?
everybody eats,
We're
yeah.
going to put that on a T-shirt. Jamie, we got to put that on a T-shirt.
Everybody eats. Yeah.
Everybody eats. We'll do that. All right. Talya Vincent, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
That's going to do it for the girls' side. I'll take those from you. Fantastic. That is the girls' side of our coaches show. We're going to talk to the boys here in just a couple of minutes. Some other sponsors we're going to thank for this coaches show. Bell Brands, the Mini Baby Bells. They are the snack cheese champions. Peel one today, and we are being joined by the boys' head coach,
Correct.
Bill Vincent. You were in the squad, or you were in the crowd last night watching.
was in the crowd
your
last
daughter
night.
Talya up in Dubrick. What are your thoughts on?
I
Closing that
like
out last
winning.
night.
So getting the dub last night is awesome, and they deserve it. You know, we've been on the crazy end of quite a few of those Dubrick girls games. It's good to be on the right side, so to say, if you're a Cossack fan. In that one, 2 teams that played extremely hard, knew each other well. That was a fun game, a big game for both of those teams, and both those teams are going to go on to have success the rest of the season as well.
You are the boys' head coach. I'm just bringing up your schedule right now. 2-2 on our season so far. Just a tough loss against Custer. Lakota Tech coming to town on Friday. Wolsey Weston, that's an undefeated Wolsey Weston team coming on Saturday. We'll talk about Lakota Tech first.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about the Custer game as well? We can kind of recap that, what we
Yep.
learned, what we're taking from that.
Absolutely. You know, we lost the Big East Conference tournament.
Yeah.
That came to a close, so that no longer happens. And with that, gave an opportunity for our athletic director, Mr. Rusink, myself, to sit down and talk about things and to come up with some really good opponents that we thought would make us tourney tough, ready for the situation of the SODAC 16, where you could play a team statewide.
Yeah.
With that, Custer returned 8-9 seniors and had a good team coming. Of course, my son's coaches the girls out there, and he wanted to have a trip back here as well in terms
Sure.
of playing people, and the Custer boys have done it in the past. So all of a sudden on the Custer boys, we got a top team out of Region 8A
Yeah,
to
and
get
it's
to
gonna
come
be,
here.
I've been talking with our friend Landon
Yes.
Wiley, who is out in Hill City. He was telling me that I have to watch tomorrow night.
Yes.
It's City Christian or
Yep.
Spearfish, one of the two.
Yep. Both
And
of them.
We were both texting back and forth about that Region 8 that's out there and
Yes.
the absolute brutal road that those teams are going to have just to get to that SODAC 16 out there.
Yeah, it's good to see out of Region 8 here. It hasn't always been that way. Sometimes
Right,
it's been
yeah.
dominated by St. Thomas More. Before that, it was dominated by Custer. And now you have Rapid City Christian in the mix.
Hill City,
as,
not all that
as
bad.
well as some others. And
Gonna be crazy out
yep,
there.
and Ryan Messick went to Hill City from St. Thomas More. The Paulson boy, which brings along legendary Fred Paulson as a coach. They're on the Custer staff now, and on that roster, a loaded Region 8A, which is good to see. We're used to that in Region 2A, where you're quite deep and 3-4 teams very capable of getting to that round of 16, sometimes more. Now Region 8A is in that same setup, so you like to see that. But Custer may be a lot of people's favorite now with the experience and size and
And they were,
that many seniors on a
they
squad.
were good, man. That they had
Yes.
now I forget his name. We just had that game a few days ago, but it was
Virtue.
Virtue, yeah.
Virtue was really tough.
He's incredible,
and
man.
his,
6'3",
and his little
6'4",
brother.
good sized.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man, he had himself a night. 23 points, I think, is what he
Yes,
finished with.
and the guard out front. And now keep in mind, this was a Custer team that had 3 guys in street clothes, 3 seniors in street clothes that
Yeesh.
are also good.
Right.
One might be an underclassman.
Okay.
I think they were expecting to get one of their perimeter shooters back this week
Okay.
to throw into that mix. And Rapid City Christian, they are Hill City, St. Thomas More, traditionally the team to beat out of that region. So super talented. With that, we also brought in Lakota Tech.
Yeah.
So they come this week. On Friday, they'll play us. On Saturday, they'll stay around till Saturday and play in the first annual Round Ball Classic
Yep,
that
right.
Mr. Rusink has put together. And that allows us to play one of the top teams in Class B, 6-0 Wolsey Wessington.
The Warbirds
the
coming
next
to town.
night. So you go against a team that you had to beat just to get to state. Super talented
Yeah, right.
Lakota Tech team.
Right.
To them playing Wolsey Weston. But you see what that did to our schedule. We have Pine Ridge coming
Pine
here
Ridge
later
coming
this
down.
year,
Yep.
which was a matchup in the Consolation Championship and has one of the not the state's leader in score, one of the nation
Yeah.
leading scorers.
We're gonna save that for down the road.
Yeah, so just
Pine Ridge
exciting stuff.
is January 18th, so that's a week from Saturday. Yeah, that's still a week away. We're gonna save the Pine Ridge talk.
So those are all new
down the
people.
road, but yeah,
Yeah, and then you have your traditions,
the Big
your
East goes
Hamlins,
away,
Steve
but yeah.
Smiths, and all those that you play as well.
Region 2A opponents,
Yeah.
including the one that's coming up next week. We'll talk about Hamlin when we need to.
Yep.
Probably post-game show after that Wolsey Wessington of talking about a Region 2A
Absolutely.
foe, Hamlin, a rival.
Yep.
Always good battles with that Hamlin Charger team. You kind of had a long streak of wins against that Hamlin squad. They kind of broke that last year. They ended up breaking through and get a state title out of that.
do. Yep.
We'll talk about all that on Saturday, but it's Lakota Tech coming up first. Good, talented. We saw them in the SODAC 16 in Chamberlain last year. Do they have kind of the same crew? Or
Yes, super
Okay.
quick. They'll have Tanchi out there at the guard spot that we're going to need to slow down. Sam as well. They did lose. They did a coaching change.
Okay.
All right. So there's a loss that way, and with the coaching change, they also lost his son then, who was
Right.
playing point guard in that game. But
Right.
they're used to winning. They've been winning for 4 or 5 seasons, really talented teams. They beefed up their schedule. Pine Ridge beefed up their schedule. So if you're just watching records
Yeah.
that don't always show you the whole story, and we know that awfully well. But it doesn't matter who we're playing. We got to clean up our turnovers and our rebounding. And so those were 2 highlights this week for us. And sometimes it takes a hard loss before it sinks in, and kids
Sure,
are ready to
right.
listen and do. And the kids came in
Oh,
ready
crap,
to
I
work.
do have to do this.
Yes. Came in ready to work, and sometimes it became a little bit of a grind, but we've seen improvement in both of those categories.
Yeah.
And I think we'll continue to see that. And the reason we will is we have great senior leadership. We have kids that are used to being around success and winning, not just in basketball, but in all our athletics. So they're open-minded, ready to go. Our coaches really, they're always coaching it up, but you could just see the intensity level, see them really step up and be intense and help the kids along the way as well. But we want to clean up our turnovers and our rebounding.
Yeah.
And hey, what 2 areas to say, hey, this is what we got to clean up, because those are fixable.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes you're stuck with something that's not fixable, not enough people out, not enough size, not enough shooting skill, or whatever that is. These 2 categories, looked them. We haven't repped them enough because we wanted to get certain things in for our season openers and stuff.
Right.
We can go back and, hey, now this is an effort thing. Here's where you got to go. Here's what you got to do.
That's what I was
and
just going
clean
to
it
say.
up.
Rebounds and turnovers, that's an
Yes.
effort thing, right?
Yeah,
So,
a
I mean,
lot
that
of
is
it,
very
yep.
coachable, and that's,
Yes.
you said that's a focus of the practice. How's it been going then?
It's
the
been-
kids are responding to that?
It's been great, but it is a little bit. It is more than an effort thing too. You can't just say, "Hey, everyone, come in and give more effort," because there's some
Right, yeah.
coaching to that. We got to put the kids in the right spot to help with some of that as well.
Sure.
And it probably means that we overlooked something, but what it is it's a fixable category, both of them, and so we're excited. We'll go clean those things up
Okay.
and see if it shows up in some games.
So, big one against Tatanka.
Yep.
Well, Lakota Tech, they are the
Yep.
Tatanka. So
Yep.
that's on Friday. Round Ball Classic on Saturday.
Exciting.
Have you done any scouting on Woolsey Weston? I mean, it's
Yes.
back-to-back nights.
We've
so
tried to scout everybody, but
Yeah.
we also know that we have a 1-0 mindset, and
Okay.
we're all in on the Lakota Tech game right now. But we'll have everything ready when the guys show up for their walkthrough on Saturday morning, and we'll quickly transition to getting ready for Woolsey Wessington. Now, like you mentioned, it is a classic, so it's not just Sioux Valley and Woolsey Wessington. We are
Right.
the nightcap of that. The first game, intriguing as well for area basketball fans, as Flandreau will play Lakota Tech
Okay.
to open up that night at
What-
6 o'clock.
that's a 6 o'clock game. Then
Yes.
you guys go 7:30 then? Somewhere in there?
Exactly. And
Okay.
then it's a classic that's going to continue to grow. I know Mr. Rusink has added Dale Rapids to it already for
Oh.
the following year.
Okay.
So we're going to grow the amount of games, grow the environment, the things that we want to do, and have it so that it becomes a unique classic. So there'll be some neat things coming down the road as it grows. Right now, we're going to focus on the 4 teams and this weekend for
Right,
those
yeah.
people and do it right for them so that they're excited and want to come back as well.
Well, we'll be playing it in the Cossack Center. Certainly a place that can house something like that. There's
Yes.
plenty of room in the parking lot for all the fans that need to show up. So
Well, wasn't the Custer game an example of that? So a Custer team drives 6 hours or whatever out here to play,
yeah, a little more probably. Yeah.
but you have the place full still.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just not going to happen very many places. And hats off to Custer too. They knew that they had a back-to-back. They knew they had boys and girls. They did their share. Of course, it helped to have a former All-Stater, a former Player of the Year, bringing his squad back. Some
Yeah,
people just wanted
you know,
to come out
part
and
of the
see
coaching
him
tree that
coach
you
as well. But that made it neat to have a full house for that Custer team that came through.
We just had some producers behind
We
us.
did.
Maybe
And
taking a
we've
look.
got a point guard over here that's ready to talk to you.
a true point guard.
Yes, we do.
I mean, we were
Brock
just talking to the
Christopherson.
girls' side. There's point guards all over that girls' squad, and we were
They
talking
are.
to Keyra Kruse. She
Yep.
is a point guard. So,
Yes. Point post.
yeah.
Point post.
Point
If
post.
she grabs that board, she's going to rip it, go, pass assists out to people, clear the boards. Brock is our captain, our leader. He's going to set the tone for us. He's not a guy I'd want to see lining up across from my name in a scouting report, meaning that he's going to be guarding me all night. The guy
Yeah.
can guard with the best in the state. He's going to make you work all day long. He loves his defensive assignments. The bigger assignment we make for him, the better he likes it. But he's our floor general right now, our coach on the floor.
Yeah.
And someday I hope he is coach, whether that's football, basketball,
Well,
all of the above.
We'll
but,
talk him into it. Yeah.
But we'll
of course.
get him going on that because he knows sports and should coach them up. That's for sure.
He does all the dirty work for you. He always guards the best point guard on the other side. He's always on the floor. He's always diving. He's always probably has, like the floor burns and rashes on his, knees and forearms and things. He needs a nickname out of that. I mean, floor general's one, but that's
sure.
too easy. And it's too hard to say for me in a broadcast. He needs a nickname. We got to nickname him something.
I'm sure he hates me because I never give him a rest. Yeah, just put him out there on the floor. I don't know if I've subbed for him this year, but that's something I can get better at. I got to give him some blows, let him refresh, rejuvenate, go back out there and do his thing. And we've got players and ideas that we can freshen him up a little bit. I thought. Point being, as that Custer game wore on, some of our things that we had happen was because we tired during that game, and I can fix that by using some timeouts, subbing a little better, and keeping our bodies and our minds fresh because these kids are talented enough to do everything we ask of them. Sometimes I just have them a little wore out.
Well, it's your 28th season, but you learn every day too, right?
Absolutely.
It's a different squad every year, and it's something else you got to.
This is an exciting squad. It's been fun to just kind of learn the things that are going on, and for our next test, so you can put it out there and put it into action and see how it shows up.
Coach Vincent, sounds good. I'll let you get to practice. Thanks for doing
this.
We'll see you Friday night against the Lakota Tech Tatanka. There we go. We're going to bring up Brock Christopherson, one of the seniors on the boys squad. I'll let you put those on. You can hear just fine.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about a nickname? Do you have a nickname first off? Do they call you anything, or is it just Brock?
Just Brock.
You're just Brock.
Yeah, I'm just Brock.
We got to get you something, man. Floor general, that is too long. It doesn't roll off the tongue as well, but floor general kind of fits. And I have mentioned in a lot of broadcasts that you do all the dirty work. You're always guarding their point guard or their best guard, I guess I should say. You're always on the floor, always hustling, always getting, the top-ups and it'd be the possession arrow type things. Do you enjoy all that stuff? I mean, you have to for how much you do that.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of ties into like my background of being like in every kind of sport, and so, it's out there. It's just using your athleticism. So, since I'm also going to play football, it's kind of like an aspect where I can bring that into the game too, where it's not just straight basketball, And
right.
so when you bring in your athleticism, you can really match up well with a bunch of people, no matter like the size. Like I'll be guarding guys that are bigger than me, but at the same time, I can just outwork them and I'll be fine,
The next level for you is football, right?
Yep.
You've signed on to Dakota State, I think, is the school. You've got to be excited about that. Tell me about the recruiting process for that, the decision that was made. Why Dakota State?
So, yeah, Dakota State, it's a really up-and-coming program. They're pretty good last year, which also kind of made the decision easier for me. But, yeah.
They win. Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah, they got really nice facilities there. And basically, right when I stepped, it just kind of felt like the home, So, yeah, they reached out to me, and then I went to a camp down there and met the coaches, talked to some of the players, and then kind of heard what they had to say about the program, and then my decision was already kind of made from there.
Dakota State, they have new facilities as well, right? Did they
Brand
redo
new.
their football field out there?
Yeah, their facility, it's second to none. I don't think there's really anything else that really beats it besides it's like basically like a smaller what SCSU's got, so it's really nice.
So they got field turf and everything out there?
Yeah, very nice.
Oh, fantastic. Well, you're going to love that.
Yeah.
Dakota State, also not very far from home. Madison's just down the road. That's got to be nice. Your family's got to be happy about that as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you for staying close to home.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a tough one against Custer. Some lessons you learned from the Custer game that we'll take into Lakota Tech for Friday night.
I think it's just a competitive edge. Like we've seen it here at practice since that loss. That you can just tell there's like a new fire lit underneath. The intensity of practice has just been off the charts. It's been unreal. Just the other day we were getting into it, and then we're throwing buys on each other, working on rebounding. That's like our big fix for us is our offensive rebounds, and so you can just tell the guys want to get better, and it's what's happening every single day.
Yeah. Well, we'll take it into Lakota Tech. What do we know about Lakota Tech? What do you know about it? Have you seen some film on these guys? What are you preparing for when Lakota Tech comes down on Friday?
They're like really, really fast, and so we have to be able to limit their transition while being able to maintain our speed of play and not get sped up by them trying to force us into traps and that kind of stuff. We need to be able to play our kind of game. Yeah, like I said, limiting the transition. So they'll get a rebound, they just kick it up the court, and they're just going to try to get a bucket real fast. And so we have to be able to get back on transition while still being able to, like if we can get them slowed down, we think that we should be able to win the game because we should be able to win the 10-second battle was what we've always been saying.
Right. And I'm remembering the Sodex 16 game from last year because that was Lakota Tech. We went all the way to Chamberlain to match up with them. It was competitive for sure.
Yep.
Crazy environment. But you guys graduated a lot of people from your squad from last year. They've had transition on their squad. So, I mean, we can talk about that game all we want to, but it probably won't look like that, right? Unless they do try to be in transition the rest of their whole game, I guess, if you want to call it that. Because that's kind of how they did the Sodex 16.
Yeah,
But now they got
yeah.
a new coach, a different personnel.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out when they get here.
I'm still kind of thinking because that's kind of how they've played the last couple of years. They made state tournament 2021, I believe, my freshman year.
Okay.
That's how they're playing back then. And
Yeah.
it's still been carrying on, even though it's different coaches, different players, all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. It's just kind of their tradition.
That's what we'll prepare for and be
Yeah.
ready to run. And if they don't, then fantastic.
Perfect.
You're all for it. Less up and down the floor. That's just fine.
Always better, and then you don't gotta waste all your energy right away in the start of the game. So I'm not complaining.
I wish we could talk more about Saturday's matchup. This is the Warbirds coming
Yep.
to town. This is a Wolsey West team that is Class B, but they're 6-0 at the moment. We just, you're probably not preparing with all of your might for that game because we have a game on Friday.
Yep.
So I guess we'll talk about it in the post game on Friday night and just really start to transition. This is a good Warbirds team that is coming here on Saturday.
Yeah, they're very good. They got two. I don't know if they're twins because they're like a year apart. So yeah, they're probably not twins, but yeah, they got
By
two,
definition, yeah.
They got two brothers. They're really what makes them. I don't know. They're the engine to their boat, is what I want to say. And they
Okay.
also got a guy that transferred from Castlewood, and he can really shoot the ball real well. So we're gonna have to be able to guard that.
Okay.
But yeah, just the limiting dribble penetration, then kick out to their shooters. What's gonna be like the big key to the game, in my opinion.
We'll talk about them on Friday night after Lakota Tech. However it finishes up with Lakota Tech,
Yep.
we'll talk about it on Friday night, man. Talk about some of these guys that are on this roster. I mean, it's you and Mav and then Levi as the seniors, but it's a lot of young kids. There's good size on here. There's good athletes on here. Where do you think you are right now after, 2-2 start, I think is what our record is?
Yep.
Yeah, 2-2.
Um,
Where are we right now?
I think we're a team that's growing. Every single game we're gonna be getting better. So
Okay.
I don't think we're ever gonna be a finished product, which is. I mean, it's a good thing. You don't ever want to be a finished product and peak at the wrong moment. So
It's
yeah.
all for the end of February, March, man.
Yeah.
That's when we do our
Yeah.
business.
Yeah, so you can tell every single practice. Like I said, the competitive edge at practice charts. I mean, I don't think I've ever experienced so many, like competitive, just grinding on each other practices in a row. It's crazy what these guys are willing to do for each other.
Cash Claire, right behind you.
This guy's a dog. PSA, a dog. Love my guy Brock.
We need a.
Love our team, Salzy.
I'm going to give it up to you. We got to give Brock.
Carm's up next.
We got to give Brock a nickname. We can't just call him Floor General. B-Rock?
Scott Jr. It's his dad's name. Scott Jr. Hey, I love our team, though.
B-Rock. We'll go with B-Rock. How's that? Yeah. B-Rock the dog. It's fantastic, dude. Congrats so far. Only 3 points against Custer. We'll change that up. You also do the dirty work, man. The stats that I don't get is all the rebounds things, the assist things, the steals. I don't get those.
Yep.
So you're probably team leaders in all those categories, just not the points part at the moment. But that's part of being floor general,
Yep.
doing the dirty work, diving on loose balls. That's what you do, man. It's fun to watch.
Yeah. If I had to say like my main like game, I'm really just going out there to like lock up one of their better players, and so that's kind of how I've always been, just kind of growing up anyway too. So it's kind of been nice to grow into that same kind of role in high school because it's something that I'm already kind of familiar with, and so
Yeah.
just being the floor general, like you say, being the floor general and playing defense is really my main deal. I could care less really about the points, just as long as we win games.
Well, we'll win a couple this weekend
Yeah,
with Lakota Tech
hopefully.
and Wolsey Weston coming to town. Thanks, Brock. I'll let you get
Yep,
to
thank
practice.
you.
I think I've got Coach Carms lined up here. B-Rock heading to practice. Carms, how does it look on that screen right there? Are we doing okay? Do I look pretty? No, I can't. I mean, I showered, but that's the best I can. We're going to be joined now by Dave Carmon, one of the assistant coaches on the men's squad. Coach Carms.
Yes.
Have you put that on there so you can hear everything that's going on? Hi there. How are you?
Cool. I can hear what I've been missing all this time.
We've been talking a lot of that Custer game, some things that we're fixing from that matchup there
Yes.
against the Wildcats. We've got Lakota Tech coming to town on Friday, Wolsey Weston coming to town on Saturday. What have you been trying to do in practice to help these guys prepare for Lakota Tech team that we think they're going to run, right? Historically,
run.
traditionally, that's a running squad. They love transition basketball. That's how we're preparing?
Oh yeah, these next 3 games that's exactly pretty much what it's going to be.
Okay.
They all love running the floor,
Yeah.
offensively especially.
Well, we can do that too, right?
They're very good pressuring the basketball.
Yeah.
You know, they got some excellent quickness, of course, some excellent talent. We played Lakota Tech last year at the end of the season there in
We did.
Chamberlain. And Wolsey Weston is very talented with the Richmond brothers.